I Am the People, the Mob by Carl Sandburg. Carl Sandburg was an American poet and a three-time Pulitzer winner. He was hailed as the voice of America at his time. In this poem, Sandburg pays tribute to the working class of America. He lends his voice to the broken, beaten, and the down, making their voice heard loud and clear. Now let's take a listen to the poem. I am the people, the mob, the crowd, the mass. Do you know that all the great work of the world is done through me? I am the working man, the inventor, the maker of the world's food and clothes. I am the audience that witnesses history. The Napoleons come from me and the Lincolns. They die, and then I send forth more Napoleons and Lincolns. I am the seed ground. I am a prairie that will stand for much plowing. Terrible storms pass over me. I forget. The best of me is sucked out and wasted. I forget everything, but death comes to me and makes me work and give up what I have, and I forget. Sometimes I growl, shake myself and spatter a few red drops for history to remember. When I, the people, learn to remember, when I, the people, use the lessons of yesterday and no longer forget who robbed me last year, who played me for a fool, then there will be no speaker in all the world say the name the people with any fleck of a sneer in his voice or any far-off smile of derision. The mob, the crowd, the mass will arrive then. Thank you.
The Spider and the Fly by Mary Howard. Will you walk into my parlour, said the spider to the fly. 'Tis the prettiest little parlour that ever you did spy. The way into my parlour is up a winding stair, and I have many pretty things to show when you're there. Oh no, said the little fly, to ask me is in vain, for who goes up your winding stair can never come down again. Said the cunning spider to the fly, dear friend, what shall I do to prove the warm affection I've always felt for you? I have within my pantry good store of all that's nice. I'm sure you're very welcome. Will you please to take a slice? Oh no, said the little fly. Kind sir, that cannot be. I've heard what's in your pantry, and I do not wish to see. Sweet creature, said the spider, you're witty and wise. How handsome are your gauzy wings, how brilliant are your eyes. I have a little looking glass upon my parlour shelf. If you step in one moment, dear, you shall behold yourself. I thank you, gentle sir, she said, for what you're pleased to say, and bidding you good morning now, I'll call another day. The spider turned him round about and went to his den, for well he knew the silly fly would soon come back again. So he wove a stubble web in a little corner's lie, and set his table ready to dine upon the fly. And then he went down to his door again, and merrily did sing, come hither, pretty fly, with pearl and silver wing. Your robes are green and purple, and there's a crest upon your head. Your eyes are like diamond bright, but mine are dull as lead. Alas, how very soon the silly little fly, hearing his willy flattering words, comes slowly flitting by. With buzzing wings she hung aloft, and nearer drew, thinking only of her brilliant eyes and green and purple hue, thinking only of her crested head. Poor foolish thing at last, up jumped the cunning spider and fiercely held her fast. He dragged her up his winding stair into his dismal den, within his little parlour, but she ne'er came out again. And so now, dear little children, who may this story read, to idle, silly, flattering words, I pray you never give heed. Unto an evil counselor, close heart and dear and die, and take a lesson from this tale of the spider and the fly. Thank you.
I'm Nivedita from Class 6B. Today I'm going to recite the poem, The Village Blacksmith. The Village Blacksmith is a poem penned by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, first published in 1840. This poem describes the life of a local blacksmith and his daily life. Here is the poem. Under the spreading chestnut tree, the village smithy stands. The smith, a mighty man is he, with large and sinewy hands, and the muscles of his brawny arms are strong as iron bands. His hair is crisp and black and long, his face is like a tan. His brows are wet with honest sweat, he earns whatever he can, and looks the whole world in his face, for use, not any man. Week in, week out from morn till night, you can hear his bellows blow. You can hear him swing his heavy sledge with a measured beat and slow, like the sexton ring the village bell when the evening sounds low. And the children coming home from school look in at the open door. They love to see the flaming forge and hear the bellows roar, and catch the burning sparks that fly like chaffs from the threshing floor. On Sundays he goes to the church and sits among his boys. He hears the parson pray and preach. He hears his daughter's voice singing in the village choir. It sounds him like her mother's voice. How in the grave she lies, he need must think of her once more. With his hard rough hand he wipes out the tears out of his eyes. Toiling, rejoicing, sorrowing, onward through the life he goes. Each morning seems a task to be done, each evening seems a close. Something attempted, something done, has earned a night's repose. Thanks, thanks to thee, my worthy friend, for the lesson thou hast taught. Thus in the flaming forge of life, our fortunes must be wrought. Thus on the sounding anvil shaped, each burning deed and thought. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Rima Damas. I'm studying in class 6B. Today I'm going to recite a poem, The Village Blacksmith, written by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. He was an American poet and educator. Under the spreading chestnut tree, the village smithy stands. The smith, a mighty man is he, with his large and sinewy hands. The muscles of his brawny arms are strong as an iron band. His hair is crisp and black and long. His face is like the tan. His brow is wet with honest sweat. He earns whatever he can. He sees the whole world in his face, for he owns not any man. Week in, week out, from morn to night, you can hear his billows blow. You can hear him swing his heavy sledge with measured a beat and slow, like the sexton ringing the village bell when the evening sun is low. And the children coming home from school and look through the open door. They love to see the flaming forge and hear the billows roar. They catch the burning sparks that fly like the chaff from the threshing floor. He goes on Sundays to church and sits among his boys. He hears the parson pray and preach. He hears his daughter's voice singing in the village show, and it makes his heart rejoice. It sounds to him like a mother's voice singing in the paradise. He needs much to think about her once more, how in grave she lies. And with his hard and rough hand, he wipes a tear out of his eyes. Toiling, rejoicing, soaring, onwards through he goes. Each morning sees some task begin, each evening sees it close. Something attempted, something done, as it earned a night's repose. Thanks, thanks to the worthy friend for the lessons thou hast taught. Thus, on the flaming forge of life, our fortune must be wrought, thus on its surrounding, and will shape each burning deed and thought. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tanya Jyoti Thomas from class 630, here to present my English recitation of the poem The Writer's Block. I pick up the pencil, but I ask myself why. I have no story to tell, no pain, no reason to write. Staring at the blank page, a thought wanders before me. I see a sparkle reaching out to grab in my hands, stretch as far as I can, and nothing. It's all lost, all thought, all purpose. So I stare at the paper again, for hours it seems, as I look up at the clock shining 1 p.m. I was ready to take a break. Standing up, fist clenched, shoulders broadened, until I realized I had started at 12:59. And that hunched me back over by releasing a sigh. So I continued to stare, waiting for that booklet of notebook paper to work its magic to stare back at me and blink. That is what fuels me, a sense of accomplishment that I couldn't receive from the clock. As time slips away, I realize I'm not alone, lost, abandoned in that blank page. So when you find yourself, you're reaching for that sparkle, ready to grab it but pull back. When you have emotions built up inside, but you can't seem to find words to release it and to release you. I'm trapped. My feet is glued to the floor. A cluttered closet full of insignificant thoughts, searching for the one to set me free and to fill up the emptiness of that blank page. But this time, when I look back at that page, I see words. So when you battle with that first blank page, those words that you can't seem to find, just pick up the pencil as I did mine. Thank you.